The following program is brought to you by Element 14, the electronic design community where you can connect and collaborate with top engineers from around the world. Join now at element14.com.
Hello, I'm Benjamin J. Heckendorn. With me today are Sean and Connor Miller, two of the new video content producers for Element 14 Presents. How's it going today, guys?
We're doing great. How are you doing?
I am all right. So tell me about yourselves. What got you two into electronics?
For me, of course, I'm old, so it was way back. There was a show in the early 80s called Whiz Kids. I don't know if you remember that one. It came out around when War Games came out. And it was about a kid who was kind of a hacker who could tap into anything and solve mysteries and crime. And it lasted like maybe 10 episodes, unfortunately. But after that, it got me into the Commodore VIC-20 was on its way out, and it was very cheap at Montgomery Ward's. So from there, I got to programming, and it really wasn't, I believe it really wasn't until we saw your show, and he was like 6 at the time, and he convinced me to build an R2-D2. So it kind of bridged that gap from being a software guy, programming in all kind of languages all my life, to suddenly, hey, let me go figure out how these microcontrollers work and what I can do mechanically to make an R2-D2 work.
Do you still have your VIC-20?
Yes, it's not the one, but I have one that actually my mom saw it and felt nostalgic, and she bought it up. So that was his first basic program was written on that VIC-20, and he did just like me. He had it count to 1,000,000, and it took a whole day long. He went to school in first grade and came back and caught it on video. Actually, flip over to 1,000,000. So it's pretty cool. A great way to learn basic, that's for sure.
Okay, so when you're building things, what's one of your favorite tools to use and why?
Now, just most recently, it's actually in the last year, it's a welder actually. Before that, the 3D printer, from a software standpoint, Autodesk Fusion definitely changed everything, even how I work at my full-time job. Learning that program has changed everything for us. But a welder definitely takes your projects into a zone that you just can't do with 3D printing or on the bench top. And when you really need to move stuff around with heavier motors and things, that's where a welder comes in. It comes in very handy.
Cool. Well, what projects can we look forward to seeing from you guys in the future? I see you have some mystery thing under a shroud behind you.
Yep, we had to cover that one up. We didn't want to reveal too early. What the one interesting one we got, he bought a Oculus with his lawn mowing money, Oculus Rift. And we got the idea, wouldn't it be neat, instead of you going into the game, what if the game came out to you? So we had already been working on a PC and Linux game there. It's called Sunlight Sleepwalker. And this game, if you pause it and hit M, it will go into maker mode, where it will give signals out a COM port that you can pick up with your microcontroller, whatever microcontroller you want and whatever language you want. So our project will be taking that piece of software, hooking it up to a microcontroller, which then uses Internet of Things to turn your lights on in your house, or use a linear actuator to open a door and different things like that. So the game will actually control your physical environment rather than you put on a visor. And
you can make a really scary Five Nights at Freddy's with that.
Yeah, that's what's neat. The Sunlight Sleepwalker game is pretty much, you can tell we put, what they call it, paying homage to Five Nights at Freddy's, because it is a security cam game. So you're controlling security cams, you're turning lights on, doors are opening, you're moving a drone around. So all of those features within the game, of course, now in this project will actually control inside your house in the physical environment alongside of the game.
Very cool. So, final question. What is one of you guys' favorite movies?
As for me, I'd have to say this movie called The Lizard of Death.
You've actually seen that? Wow.
It could be Port Washington. It's a tie there. Right?
Well, you never know. I might make another movie someday. Who knows? Well, great talking with you today, guys. For more information about Sean, Connor, and all the other video content producers on Element 14 Presents, go to element14.com/presents. We'll see you online.